Hello, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'm just going to be talking about a very sensitive topic. I know I've been having so many discussions on my Instagram and so many of you commented about this. So I posted on Instagram and I was asking many photographers out there if at all you can give out raw files to a client, if at all they asked you for raw files, and I had so many mixed reactions about that very topic. So what I have to say about this, most of the times, if at all you don't have a contract, sometimes you always have to include it in a contract whereby you have to enable or make sure that your client is going to really have to pay for the raw files if at all they need them. So usually these clients tend to come and ask for raw files because one of, or the first point is sometimes they are not happy with the photos that have been provided to them. And secondly, maybe they need all the photos from a shoot. So if at all you give out the raw photos, you have to take that into consideration. And if at all you have a contract, always put it in that contract and mention it rather quite well that you usually have to charge for your offers. Remember, this is one of the disadvantages of giving out raw files. Let me first of all give you the disadvantage of giving raw files to a client. One of them is going to be, you're going to be losing the copyright or the full rights on your images. By full rights, I mean, if at all one is in possession of your raw files, it means that they can do anything with them. And if at all maybe anything happens and you try to take them to court, they'll have evidence and they will still claim that they are the owners of the image because they have the raw files in their possession. So if at all you give out the raw files, you're going to be losing out on the copyright. And also, these clients, when you give them the raw files, they're going to be, or they're going to give them to another photographer out there who will do the editing. So you have to weigh and see what is going to be working best for you. So if at all you give them out, remember, another photographer is going to be in possession of your raw files and they're going to be able to change them or alter them or edit them in another style which is not yours. So if at all you give out the raw files, that is also going to happen. And then the other thing, a client can get the raw files and they slap filters onto the photos. So if at all you don't want that to happen to you, you shouldn't give out the raw files. Then also, when it is included in your contract, basically, you always have to state it that if at all the edited photos have been delivered to a client, you have to state it in your contract that once the raw edited photos rather are delivered to a given client, the raw files in addition have to be paid at an extra fee. So if at all you don't want that to happen or you don't want to pull ropes or have that scaffold between you, the photographer, and the client, always communicate first about that aspect of including that or having an extra payment for the raw files. So I think so many of you gave me so many ideas or whatever you would want to give me about that topic. But let me just give you some real life example. So just imagine you have gone to a restaurant and you have ordered for food. So you have ordered for food and it is delivered right on the table. So do you go back and ask the waiter or waitress for the raw file or maybe the uncooked food? No, you don't ask for the raw or uncooked food. So this is also associated when you're doing photography. Remember, edited photos are always like food. So when that food is brought to your table, you always have, the only thing that you can add is maybe adding maybe a pinch of salt because sometimes the salt may not be enough, or maybe you can add some little bit of ketchup to that food. So once you deliver edited photos to a client and maybe they're just trying to ask or request for offers and they are not in position to pay that extra amount or that extra fee for the images, what you have to do is, first of all, maybe they're asking for the raw files because they are not happy with your editing style. But sometimes, you know, it can be a little bit confusing and a little bit annoying because by the time a client is coming to you, they already know your kind of editing and maybe your editing style. So there is no way they can not be happy with your editing style, because the very first thing that put a client to book with you is they are attracted by your edited photos that maybe you put on your social media or website. So if at all a client is not happy with your edited photos that you have delivered to them, what you have to do in this case, you have to really ask them maybe what the issue can be with the edited photos. And if at all you have the time on you, you can go ahead and simply ask them the issue or maybe what is wrong. Maybe sometimes I've edited the photo and maybe I've over-processed. I know sometimes when you're editing photos, we tend to go a little bit overboard. So always communicate. If at all you don't have that stated in your contract about the raw files, communicate and ask the client if at all they love or if at all there is any issue regarding the photos that you deliver to them. So when you do that, it is going to enable you really do adjustments. And if at all your contract, or if at all you have a contract and you have really stated that in your contract, you always have to maybe charge an extra fee for those tiny adjustments regarding the extra time you're going to be involved in trying to adjust the images or the photos to your taste. But the top most bit of it all is always make sure to communicate first. Before receiving a deposit from a client, always communicate that I'm only giving you these photos. And for example, for my case, I give around 17 photos for just a photo shoot. So I communicate and I let a client know that I'm only going to give you around 17 photos for this given shoot, but I'm not going to give you the raw files, because when I give you the raw files, or if at all you need the raw files, you always have to pay for my rights and you have to pay an extra fee for this. So if at all you have a contract, include that and state it clearly. And if at all you really don't have a contract, you can as well mention it to your client that I'm not going to be giving you the raw files, but I'll only give you edited photos. Remember, the reason as why a client has really come to you is because they have seen your edited photos and they are really attracted to your work through those edited photos. And usually we don't post raw files, and there's no way I can give you unprocessed files or unedited photos in any way. So usually I wouldn't advise anyone to give out the raw files, because you're going to be losing the rights and your originality, and your style is going to be distorted at the end of it all. So maybe this is what I had to say. And if at all you have maybe a different opinion about clients that ask for raw files, you can as well state it in the comment section, and we have a little bit of disagreement, or we can tend to agree on one side or in one instance or another. So this is it for this video. And if at all you have learned something new, let me know if at all I should keep on dropping more of these videos on my YouTube channel, Ronix from Ronix Photography. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in more videos on this channel. Don't forget to keep practicing, and also what I say, keep creating.